Hey, 4 eyes. But seriously, what is it with this insane quad tube night vision technology, and why is it absolutely everywhere? You've seen it in Hollywood movies. It's appeared on Captain Price in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and it's on an egregious amount of gun industry merchandise. Seriously, when are we gonna finally drop the skull with an odds thing? It's been like a decade now. Are these a horse beaten to death, or are they some of the most amazing night vision devices on the market? Today, we're gonna try and find out. Night vision devices have been around in some form since shortly after World War II. Like a lot of electronics, it's gotten smaller and smaller. What used to have to be a gargantuan, barely portable scope on a gun can now be placed on the user's head instead, so wherever your head looks in the dark is where it can see. But there's one big issue with night vision goggles that's not shown well enough in basically any representation of it in movies or video games. It really takes some adjustment to actually do stuff with these on. Some of the first proper night vision goggles, like the PVS-5, used 2 independent night vision tubes to give you that all-important depth perception, missing in something like the PVS-7 with just 1 tube.
Kept you waiting, huh?
That's obviously important when doing more complicated tasks and making observations through the device, but it gets worse. Your field of view as a human is about 200 degrees horizontally and about 135 degrees vertically. But real quick, make a pair of imaginary binoculars with your hands like this and put them up to your eyes. That is about 40 degrees field of view, and that's all you get through night vision goggles. I can personally attest to the fact that your head really does have to be on a swivel when you hike or shoot with something like this. Still, dual tube night vision goggles are the best we could do. Sometimes a few tricks with the lenses can get you a whopping 50 degrees of FOV, but it's still not nearly as good as just your eyeballs. But of course, your eyeballs can't see in the dark. This isn't ideal for some of the most dangerous combat activities out there. Think close quarters, room clearing like activities. In order to scan the whole room, you might need some time to actually look around with dual tubes. So, premier military manufacturer L3 Harris worked with the US Special Operations Command to develop a solution. It's called Panoramic night vision, also referred to as panos or quads for short. With the limitations of dual tube FOV, they simply asked, why not more tubes? And they got to work. This is where the genius of this unit really starts. It uses 2 individual pods of 2 tubes, which have their images merged together using a prism-like piece of glass. Your eyes are already great at merging images. That's how they work in tandem, after all. So taking that principle and merging 2 merged images allows you to see a staggering 97 to 120 degrees horizontally. Certainly way better for room clearing. So good that allegedly the L3 QTNVGS was used in the famous raid to kill Osama bin Laden in May 2011, and it was depicted as such in the film Zero Dark 30. In the last decade, panoramic night vision has become famous for its outrageous futuristic looks and insane capability. Some companies now even make dual tube units that can apply the same panoramic technology for more field of view. I've looked through quads, and while the term superpower is thrown around a lot with even more basic night vision devices, I think it's safe to say that looking through some of these really is like having a superpower. Of course, there are a few downsides. All of the quad units, not just the ones from L3 Harris, are large and, try as they will, are still pretty heavy. They do see use on pilots who certainly need as much field of view as they can get, but not so much on the ground outside of special forces like the FBI hostage rescue or SWAT teams. In fact, it's a lot like the PVS-5 and PVS-7 units I mentioned earlier. So, for ground units, lightweight is king. Dual tube units, at least right now, are light enough that they make the most sense for common application and really save your neck. And they're only getting lighter too with the introduction of 3D printed and even magnesium housings. A folding solution for quads has been prototyped by a few companies, like on the Nocturne Industries Chimera. They show a quad unit that articulates like some dual units to stow closer to your helmet. In both cases, it drastically reduces felt weight on your neck, as the bulk is a little more centralized. But as of this video, there still isn't a great solution for quad tube night vision that makes it great for long-term on-ground use. Either way, I mean, look at them. These are still some of the most badass pieces of military technology that's ever been deployed. And with the advent of thermal overlays, maybe a subject for another video, nighttime is truly becoming the right time. Now, if you like content like this, leave a like and share this with your friends. We tend to be pretty good at getting night vision devices like these in, so subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this, and leave us a comment if you have a wacky night vision device in mind that you think would be cool for us to do an overview on. We'll be seeing in the dark and seeing you in the next video.